Dear friends, I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. And this week, this Shabbat, we'll be reading the Torah portion of Vayishlach, and also we'll be celebrating the 19th and 20th of Kislev, Shabbat and Sunday, which is referred to as the New Year for the Hasidic movement, the New Year for Hasidic teachings, as it was the day when the first Chabad Rebbe was released from prison, tried on treason from the Russian government, but then was let out with great honor and respect for his teachings and to allow the movement to take hold in a very strong way all over Eastern Europe and now around the world many years later. But I want to bring out something interesting in this week's Torah portion, where we talk about the untimely death of one of the four matriarchs, Rachel, one of Jacob's two wives, his younger wife. And Rachel died during childbirth. She gave birth to her second son, Binyamin, and she died during childbirth. And we're told where she died. She died while they were in the middle of traveling, right in the outskirts of Jerusalem by the city of Beit Lechem, which we know today as Bethlehem. And we are also told that Jacob buried her there on the spot where she passed away. Didn't take her to a cemetery. In those days, the Jewish cemetery was in Hebron, where the other matriarchs and patriarchs were buried. They buried her there, right there on the spot. And it talks about why specifically was she buried there, and he didn't take the time to put her and bury her in the place where everyone else was buried. And we tie it to the person of who she was. Rachel, we are told, wanted to be buried where she passed away. Because many years later, during the destruction of the first temple, when the Jewish people will be chased out of Jerusalem after the temple will be destroyed, we were chased out of the road that passes the place where she was buried. And Rachel, the ultimate Jewish mother, who worries about her children and all Jewish children, who worries about Jewish continuity, who worries to make sure that everyone around her is taken care of and no one suffers, no one has pain, wants to witness the hardship of her children and the children of her sister Leah, and to turn to God and cry to God, as it says in the prophets, Rachel mivakal bana, Rachel cries for her children, the Jewish children. She doesn't want it to be quiet in heaven when the Jewish people have to go through the hardship of exile and the diaspora. And what she started to cry then, she continues to cry now. In the merit of Rachel, who even as a young girl was ready to accept shame and difficulty to save her sister Leah when she was put up to marry Jacob from being ashamed and embarrassed. The one who was always concerned for everyone around her, to make sure that they are taken care of and well. Her sensitivity was so incredible. That's the one who cries for all the Jewish children, because from her we learn how sensitive we have to be to everyone else's situation, everyone else's plight. Not just to help them if we can, because that's important, but to be sensitive to the pain, be empathetic, feel someone else's pain. And once you feel someone else's pain, you will feel someone else's joy as well. We have to learn how to feel other people's pain. We have to learn how to clue in, how to sync ourselves with other people, that we feel what's going on in their lives. And this is so apropos for our time, when we're heavily into the pandemic, going into a winter, which is quite difficult as we have gone a little bit backwards here in Montreal and many other places. And a lot of people are in pain. A lot of people are, thank God, healthy, but they're in other types of pain. They're not seeing their family, their children, their grandchildren, who even live here in Montreal, forget about those who live far away, not able to be with their friends, see face to face. It's very, very difficult. There's a lot of pain out there. And we are here trying to, and we should always try to lighten the pain, make people laugh, feel positive, let them remember it's going to pass. But at the same time as we're doing that, let them know we feel the pain. Let them feel how much we feel the pain. And it's all right to sigh with them, to give a sigh. You know, when the Holocaust was over and a Jew who lost his entire family in the Holocaust came by the Lubavitcher Rebbe, who then was the previous Rebbe, Rebbe Yosef Yitzchak. This was 1947. And he had a lot of questions. He had a lot of pain, but he had a lot of questions. Why? Why did he lose his whole family? And he asked the previous Rebbe, why did God do this? Please tell me, why did God do this? I want an explanation. And the Rebbe took his hand, stretched it across to the other fellow, held his hand, and just started to cry. And they both cried together for a while. He never answered the question, because even when there's no answer, we still have to feel the pain. And when that Jew left that office, he said, I was re-energized to continue with my life, because I realized that other people know what I'm going through. That alone made it lighter. So this is the time when we have to feel each other's pain, when we have to also rejoice with each other's happiness. These things cross borders, houses, space, meters, feet, miles, kilometers don't get in the way. This is what travels between one person and another. So I want to wish you all, we should be happy, but we should connect with each other like Rachel connected with her children, all the Jewish children, then and now and forever. So God bless you all. You should have only beautiful things in your life. Shabbat Shalom. We love you. Candlelighting time Montreal is 3:53 p.m.